I'm Deb DeHaas. I'm a vice chairman at Deloitte. I have several roles currently at Deloitte. First, I'm a member of our U.S. executive leadership team. Second, I serve as our firm's chief inclusion officer and report to our CEO, Kathy Engelbert, in that capacity. And third, I'm our national managing partner of our Center for Board Effectiveness. One of the most important places to start is to really understand what's the company's strategy. And if you start with strategy, then really making sure that you have a board that is most effective in being able to help the company and to provide an oversight role in ensuring that a strategy can in fact be accomplished, I think is most important. There are some distinct differences between a private equity board and a more public company board. And I will say I think in the public company space, there are really much more sort of rules and regulations around what that board specifically needs to do to be able to be in compliance with either requirements of NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange or et cetera. And so that, requires a set of actions and frankly, a set of compliance considerations that can take a lot of time for boards to accomplish. I think the opportunity and the advantage of a private equity board is that in many respects, they have the ability to determine what do they want their board to be, what's important to them. I think a technique that works really effectively for many organizations is to use a skills matrix to think about the diversity in the boardroom. And when I think about diversity, I really do think about it in its broadest sense. Certainly you can look at it in terms of gender, race, ethnicity, generational diversity in the boardroom, but I also think it's really important to think about skills, insights, perspectives that each individual board member is going to bring, as well as the collective set of skills, experiences, and perspectives to really be able to effectively evaluate diversity in the boardroom. Some of the issues that I see at times include the following. One is, first, just making sure that you have the right skill sets in the boardroom. The business environment is so dynamic today. There are so many risks of disruption and so many things that are changing rapidly that making sure that you have a board that's able to understand those trends, that can really look around the corner and can anticipate potential business disruption, I think is absolutely critical. Second, I mentioned process, and I think process is extremely important, but I also think sometimes you can get to be almost a victim of having too much process. And so, we've always done it this way. I think challenging the status quo and really trying to make sure that that time that is spent together in the boardroom is being used most effectively. And then I would just say last is making sure that as a board that you truly are getting the right information that you should about the company and the outside environment. Sometimes boards are really only getting information that management might want them to see. And I think really important to be taking an environmental scan, getting insights and information from other sources. I don't think a board member or a board can be effective if they're solely relying or primarily relying on management to be the source of information for them to do their role.